Hey everyone, Draco Magnius here for another, well, I should say the bonus episode of Let's Play Yearwalk. In the last episode, well, I'm not sure what happened. But in this episode we're gonna, I suppose, continue doing a Yearwalk. Let me open my map. Yeah, for right... Alm. Okay. Oh wait. The Alm 68? Okay. The... Oh wait, let me redo that. The, right, it's the, O, Theo, Alm, 68. Okay. And we have the password is 1, 8, 9, 4, 1, 8, 9, 4, 9, 1894. Okay. Before we use that, because we can technically use that at any point. Oh, we're already here. Journal. Theo, 68, 1894. Yep. And sign in. Connecting to a version 0. That's a lot of stuff. Well, hope you're ready for a journal reading session. W or YW Journal Viewer, version 0.96. View and store project notes and photos. Copyright Simago 2013 to 14. Theodore's Posts, August 4th. Hello, new system. August 6th. Testing photo upload. It works! August 13th. Should probably write here more often. August 17th. Read about every book on Swedish folklore there is. Surprised about how little has been written about yearwalking. Need more sources of information. Okay. Oh, this isn't that bad if they're all this short. August 19th. Talked to ES. He suggested some field work. Might be a good idea. Or might be good, but I feel that I might be 30 years too late. August 25th. Been talking to elderly folks, eating cookies and drinking coffee. Their knowledge about yearwalking has been limited, to say the least. Barely any one of them knew what it was. If they did, they had heard some stories as children, but forgotten the details. Thinking ES sent me on a wild goose chase. Interviews at the retirement home. May I never grow old. The last interview was intriguing, if very brief. Talked to one Astrid Jensen. She was over 100 years old. Clear at times. Did not know a lot about folklore, but she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once yearwalked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He had died many years before she was born. Might have to look into it. Her maiden name was Fenson, which leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vedtorp, and I can only hope that her grandfather was well. August 29th. More interviews, nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. September 2nd. I cannot read that. It's chicken scratch to me. Look, I see 152191. I don't think that's of note. But I mean, worst case scenario, I can always come back to September 2nd if I remember and flip through. Hopefully, he touches a bit more on it in here. Followed up my visit to the retirement home in the early 20th century. There were 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson. According to the church book, Astrid was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Karl Frederick. Oh, really? Just Frederick? I thought it was going to be something complicated. Anyway, he had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. Since Astrid said that her great uncle died before she was born, Daniel's the only one that supposedly year-walked. A miller's apprentice. Going to the library to check out some old newspapers tomorrow. September 4th. Looked for reference of Daniel Svensson in the old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. September 5th. Another day at the library. Nothing of interest. September 6th. Bored. I'm about to give up. Excited! September 9th. The newspaper finally mentioned a Daniel Svensson. He was apparently arrested for the murder of a young woman in Ventorp, excuse me. Ventorp Den, 21. In Ungman. Okay, this is in Swedish. I am not reading that. I'm sorry. But as soon as I found out that it was in understandably Swedish, I don't speak that language, I'm gonna just mess it up. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nilsson, and she was the miller's daughter. Her body was found on a field outside the village. She had been stabbed multiple times. The library should be open longer. I hope I can find any reference to his supposed year walk. So those were the consequences. So we are playing as Daniel Svensson right now. And supposedly, after or during my year walks, somewhere along the line, I murdered the woman he loves, Stina. September 11th. The motive behind the murder seems to have been jealousy. Not many details. Apparently Stina was going to marry a Lucas Tapper. She was on her way home from Lucas's parents when she was interrupted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. I feel a tad guilty about my excitement yesterday. After all, there's a great tragedy behind all of this. September 13th. The press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while. Found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. September 15th. Had a long talk on the phone with ES. The murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time in Ventorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There's been a rather peculiar runestone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. ES claims there was a definite connection between the symbols on the stone and yearwalking. He could not tell how. Want to check it out? September 18th. Went to the library again, in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad, borrowed the article just in case. The other question we have here is how does this device get to Daniel? I mean, I suppose we could chalk it up to the yearwalk mystery of traveling through time and infinity, going to the future. My yearwalk has provided me with the journal here, and because I got that message at the infinity after killing the Church Grim, which I guess is what I did by pumping his heart until it exploded, I managed to get the details of the password 2 device. That's the only thing that really makes sense, I feel. September 20th. Perhaps there's more to learn about Daniel. Booked a hotel room in Vedtorp. September 26th. Arrived in Vedtorp. It's a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place, to be fair. The weather would not do any place justice. The hotel is empty besides me and the group of dog toy manufacturers who are in a bit of a noisy side, who are a bit on the noisy side. Must ask chef for the veal recipe. Got a map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. Have a feeling that I will find something major. September 27th. Just got back from the archive. An interesting place. Sadly, it's only open 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly found files I need. Tomorrow reading, and lots of it. September 28th. I knew it! The archive has exceeded my wildest dreams! On New Year's Eve, year 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed yearwalk. The court records refer to his yearwalk at several occasions. I have just started to scratch the surface. There must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. This is by far the latest recording yearwalk. Okay, 1983 into 1984. That's why it says password. I hope I'm excused for borrowing the file from the archive. They gave me a little choice since they are closed during the weekend. Well, I mean, you could have just waited. It's not like the archive files are going anywhere. September 29th. Could not sleep last night. Too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant pages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stinta after seeing it in a vision on his yearwalk. Sadly, the scribe had not bothered to take it all down. Occasionally, just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy. There are certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin, Sol Sorten, is briefly mentioned in protocol. We'll ask around about it. Hope it still exists. Actually, I'm curious about something really quick. When I did... Oh, yeah, you can see it. Ramblings of a madman. Had to do the air quotes. Highly necessary. Don't know why I was looking over there. The camera's right here. Whatever. September 29th. Could not sleep last night. Too excited about... Oh, wait, I just read this. I need to... There. September 30th. Oh, hey, the box we're in front of right now. Drove around 4 hours in the forest today. These are woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people had never heard of the cabin. Was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. From then, it had three different owners that had used it as a summer house until the mid-80s. The last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby, and after that they never returned, understandably. I mean, that's sad. Memories. And the brook horse got another soul. Nobody has ever lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay it a visit. He did not think there could be anyone that would mind. Okay, and this is the cabin. The cabin is situated deep in the forest. No sign, no road. Just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thought. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. I guess it must have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance there. Oh, you have no idea. On my way back to the car, I found a strange box. The odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest seems to be more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. Huh. Tonight I need whiskey, and lots of it. Why? Why did he take this picture from his car? I'm not seeing anything in the picture. Are you guys seeing anything? Am I dense here? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Unless there was something staring at him from inside the woods. I see something like right there, but I don't think that's anything of note. October 1st. Went to Ventorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that. According to the priest I met, he showed me around the premises. According to the priest I met, hang on, I have an itch in my ear. There we go, that's better. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stinta's grave seemed appropriate. The almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "In memory of our loving daughter, Stinta Nielsen, 1877 to 1894. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand." Damn, that's really fucked up to put on your daughter's grave. Her cries for mercy wouldn't stay his hand. Not something like she will be missed dearly or taken before her time. Nope, just her cries for mercy couldn't stay the murderer's hand. Yeah, just kept stabbing her in the gut or the chest or wherever the hell she was stabbed. Depressing. Searched for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestones told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. October 2nd. Weather has been unseasonably bad. Or unreasonably bad. Spent the day in at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photo of Daniel Svensson, but no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the regional archive back in 1976. Apparently there was another murder case in Vendtorp. I cannot get that name right. It's so simple and I'm getting it wrong. In the early 1890s, Elisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in a creek. Jesus! She was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Lisa promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from that trial have been lost. Outrageous! I think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about that church. October 3rd. Strange day. The runestone ES talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone for a long time. Almost gave up. Found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted for quite some time. Heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. The stone is old. Might predate Christianity. But I fail to see how it's connected to year walking. Could not resist stopping by the church on my way home. Walked around it for a bit. It's a pretty church. Not remarkable, but there is something about it. Feel that church and the stone are connected somehow. It's kind of hard to see the picture, like if there's any runes on it, the stone. There probably is, but I can't really tell. I'm guessing this is the stone where I made the runes to get the directions to walk around the church. But our professor here, Theodore, right? Yeah, Theodore, doesn't seem to know. Oh yeah, in the box he still has it. Found the box when I unpacked. Had almost forgotten about it. Seems to have some lock-like construction, but I have yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. Reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbol suggests it's opened by entering a password. It must be old. Maybe ES knows something about it. October 5th. Decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate it that I took it with me. He's always nagging me about ethics. October 7th. Busy week. Classes and meetings. The faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. I've had weird dreams ever since I came back from Vedtorp. Let's party, Theo, says the goat man. And then there's a crow lady, I guess, or a crow man wearing a bikini. Why not? Call EBBE? Prepare lecture Swedish. October 8th. Dreamt that I was in a vast wasteland. I was searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school. We laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly the sky lit up, and Jenny pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She whispered in my ear to never forget it. I really don't care, laptop. Please shut up. Oh, wait, my laptop is dying. I should probably plug it in before we lose everything. Okay, maybe that's why it was bugging me about that. Okay, so don't forget. Time to write these down. Um, okay, it's a upside down triangle. And I'll put a 1 above it just to be sure I don't forget. And then there's in the corner there 8 O K T. I don't think that's necessary for anything, but that's good to know. Why is there a skeleton there? Or a skull and a spine at the very least. I asked her what it meant, but she was dead, and her bones withered and old. Her bones were withered and old. Woke up, and have been feeling rather queasy ever since. October 10th. Read an account of a year walk by a man called Romdahl in an old book I came over in using a bookshop. Romdahl's story is a little more than a tall tale told by a drunken oaf. Most of them seem to be. Daniel's sticks out. It haunts me. October 11th. Held a lecture on year walking. Several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. 'Cause they're assholes. Clearly. He's telling them about something in Swedish myth, and you're gonna ridicule him? I mean, granted, I wasn't there for the lecture. Maybe he was talking about it as if it was scientific fact, and that, I guess, might draw ridicule, but the least you could do is, not be a jackass in front of his kids. Another strange dream. I was doing my homework, was stressed because the oil lamp was running out of oil, and when it did, the pale horse outside the window would come inside. The lamp burned out and everything went black. Woke up soaked in sweat. Huston. Dream. 12 OKI. I would write those down, but I don't think those are necessary. Though the triangle symbol was clearly a necessary thing. She told him to remember it, so I'm remembering it too. October 16th. Must remember to buy groceries. What a random entry in all this. October 17th. Fiddled with the box. I have no clue how to open it. Frustrating. October 18th. What jealous, small-minded, greedy creatures the faculty members are. And they will undoubtedly create small-minded, jealous, and greedy students. Don't feel the need to share any of my research with the faculty anymore. They don't deserve to read something that my hand has written. They would not understand anyway. Someone's getting a little bit pretentious. Maybe it's because they're kind of assholes. I can't really blame him. October 19th. The thought of what's inside that box is like an itch that can't be scratched. I've searched for references to anything about it, but I've found nothing that resembles it at all.